Yes, I've got another reading for you. I love these so much. And if I remember, I'm going to start doing these more often. If I have the time in the studio and no one's coming in, I'm going to see if I can remember to just offer you guys these universal messages. Hopefully on a weekly basis would be nice, especially as we're coming up to the card reading class. They're a lot of fun. Just so you can see that it's not creepy or spooky or whatever. These are a lot of fun. Simply tapping into the personal insight, tapping into your subconscious. Great for journaling. Great for breaking through, especially if you panic, if you have severe stress, if you are one of those people that just stays up all night long and ruminates. You have that spiral, that downward spiral that just keeps going over and over and over and over and over. You need to journal, my friend. Pick up a journal and start writing some of these things down. It doesn't have to be a linear thought. Just write. All of those thoughts that are in your head that get jumbled up, write the sentence down. Get it out of your head. Put it on paper. Just do something to get it out there. Now let's say you get stuck and you don't know what to write. Here's where cards come in. That's why I love them, because I'm one of those that ruminates in the middle of the night and I have no clue what to put down on my paper. So I've got so many journals that are, I don't know, half empty, quarter empty, whatever, because I run out of things to say. So I started reading. So I'm going to shuffle. I've got these nice small cards again. Different set than last time. Let's get going. Let's get going and see how long it takes. Again, I have my clear quartz, my amethyst, and my labradorite, my trusty go-tos. Some other crystals that are good to have with you when you are reading, I thought I had them backwards, are angelite, celestite. Those are those light blue stones. Really good for the throat chakra. Just kind of help you speak your piece, especially if you're working with someone else. What else? Selenite. That white stone, that chalky white stone, that's really good for keeping your energy pure around you, keeping it clear. And it's a really good stone for the crown chakra, helping you clear out some of those thoughts, making what's coming through help you tap into that subconscious. Yeah. Because that's what we're trying to do, right? Let's see. Who am I tapping into today? Who am I tapping into? Let's see. Okay. Like I said, this shuffle piece is the one where I almost never know. Let's see if we get any love me notes, any cards that fly out. Sometimes this is what takes the longest. If you come to my class, I give you those tips and tricks on how to know when to stop. I'm not going to share them with you now. But I get signals. There are some things that I look for on what I use to tell me that it's time to be done. Let's see. I'm just thankful the cards are small because I have these little tiny baby fingers. It shouldn't be this hard to shuffle. Don't tell me that I'm not supposed to use this deck because I really want to use it. Maybe. Let's see. Matter of hand. Oh, so I kind of do this look sometimes because I always get nervous. Is it going to be right? Is it going to be good? Is it going to fit? Is it going to match? It usually does, especially, and even if it doesn't seem like it fits, like in the moment, that's why I make people take pictures of their readings. I may always make them take pictures, and I give them a piece of paper that has a layout with the map. You staple that picture to that map. You take notes on this map. So if it doesn't click the day of the reading, the moment of the reading, in a couple days, it might. And you're going to have that aha moment. And at that time, that's when you're going to go back. And you can take that piece of paper out and summarize. That's when the journal comes out. Summarizing, oh, okay, this is what I think that means. Putting it all together, pulling that out of the head, because sometimes it takes a little work to unstick, especially if you have been building layers on layers of worry and anxiety on top of that, whatever matter at hand is happening. This is what's crossing you. If you want more detail on what all of these guys mean, you go back and watch my first video. I think I spelled it out a little bit better. Above and below. Remember, these are subjective. Recent past. Move these guys over a little bit. And near, maybe not. Let's see. Recent past and near future. These two guys are near, recent, soon, person, place, event. Could be anything. This is who you are in relation to the story. Your surroundings, your environment, hopes and dreams, and potential outcome. Nothing fell out. No love cards today. I think there's no love notes because this applies to so many people on a broader scale. So it's kind of hard for people to flick those out of my hands, right? Okay, matter at hand today is integrating the ego. So this one's going to be one of those messages I think that hits home for a lot of people, and it should. Integrating the ego, everything is for me, not against me. When we're talking about the ego, it wants what it wants, right? And we have to try to make it happy. But man, it's a tough cookie. Everything is for me, not against me. So this is the matter at hand. Here's what's getting in the way. This is part of the problem, keeping that ego kind of tangled. I say tangled because what's crossing you is untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. So do we find ourselves seeking approval constantly? Constantly? It's one of those things where, and what are we doing? We're trying to build our self-esteem. What is that? That's the ego. That's the ego. And it's not a healthy self-esteem if we're just constantly looking for approval. I need for approval here. I need for approval here. And we are trying to integrate that ego. We have to untangle the neglect. Because we are not. How to say that? We are not properly attending to ourselves. we are not taking care of ourselves. We're neglecting. We're neglecting our ego. We're neglecting our minds. We're not very approving of some of the things about us, like how we look, how we eat, even though we have choices. We're not very approving of the choices we actually make. Now, above and below, these are the subjective ones. This is the known. Invoking self-realization. Absolutely. We know we have to do that in order to untangle that neglect. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. What is below? This is beneath. This is the subconscious. This is something that we need to work on a little bit more. Demystifying the darkness. My shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. Yes, doing that shadow work, introspection, going inside. Approving that self-love, self-realization. Pull it all together. Loving even the darkness inside you and approving it. We all have a shadow side, but you've got to be careful. I have a lot of people who come in the middle of this shadow work and they're stuck because they've done shadow work after shadow work after shadow work. And you know what that is? That's just being self-critical, and that's being down on yourself, and that leads to depression. That leads to damaging the ego. That leads to the opposite of self-esteem, because all you're focusing on is the darkness. So we have to demystify that darkness. My shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. My love, my approval, all setting up into a beautiful story already that is universal, that probably covers so many people on this planet. I love it. Recent past, what's happening? What just happened? Embodying my soul. I have a right to be excited. Interesting. So recently, something has happened. Maybe you've just realized that this is something that you've started. Maybe this is something that you've just become aware of. And now you're coming to yoga, or you're coming to get Reiki, or you've just started meditation, or you want to come take my cards class, whatever, right? Or maybe you've become excited about the light now that you see through the clouds, the light you see at the end of the tunnel, because that shadow work is done. Come through to the other side. Near future. Oh, I would say this would need this. This is a really good thing, and I'm glad this is here. Interesting. I'm like putting together a person's face at this point. Resolving anger. Near future. Does this apply to you? Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. It's coming. Doing all of that work, setting up the healthy ego, right? Invoking that self-realization, coming out on the other side of the shadow work, and you've realized, oh yeah, that's the spaces of me. That's the part of myself. That's the part of my ego that needs the love. And now here comes the self-esteem, right? But uh-oh, here comes that person that I regularly have conflict with, or event, or whatever. But I'm going to make space. I'm going to protect my energy in a polite way, right? I'm going to learn how to set up my boundaries, protect my energy, whether I use crystals or the power of intent, visualization, because you've made it. You've come to that point. Yeah. And if you want to learn how to create those energetic boundaries using crystals or with intent or whatever, schedule a Reiki session, and that's something that we cover in that session back in the Serenity Room. Yeah. Okay. This is who you are in relation to this, in relation to the story, what's happening, the matter, what's untangling, right? Welcoming surrender. You gotta let it go. And that's something I think I say more than anything in any of my classes is let it go. It's time to let go. There is no problem, only destiny being revealed. So no problems. Just everything happens exactly the way it's meant to. I don't like to say the cliche is, you know, everything happens for a reason. More the way things happen, it puts you on a path. You have a path. And because this happened, I'm here doing this for you, so to speak. Knowing that it was meant to happen that way and you're exactly where you're meant to be. And whether you're learning lessons or happily relaxing, I don't know, right? Or offering acts of service. Who knows? Your surroundings, your environment, all of that good stuff. This is your support system. Ah, it fits. Hearing inner guidance. It's going to be necessary. My intuition flows whenever I am still. Yeah. So that's one of those things where in order to untangle that neglect, cutting through, to integrate that ego and to do the shadow work, getting into, you can't do any of these things without finding the stillness, learning to breathe, learning to meditate, learning to listen. It's not about clearing things out of your mind. It's not about blanking out your mind. It's not about, and that's really unreasonable. It's about listening to your body, going within and seeing just what comes up. It's about observing the present. It's about pulling yourself out of the future, out of the past, coming back into your body. What's here? What do I notice? What do I hear? What's my intuition telling me? like that. Hopes and dreams. 9th card. Let's see. When encounter, here we go, talking about conflict, right? When encountering conflict, I don't choose sides, I take a stand. Yeah. So talking about that conflict, creating boundaries, right? We can't take sides, one or the other. We just want to be able to, we're talking about our hopes and dreams. This is all that we want to be able to do. We just want to be able to stand in our own right with our own boundaries and say, this does not bother me. Or, let it go. Why are you angry? Why is this a thing? Right? Resolving conflict. Conflict resolution. Oh my gosh. That's something that should be taught from kindergarten all the way into the end of your life. Because we're always going to encounter it. Absolutely. Potential outcome. We're at the end. Here we go. It all played out perfect because I think this would be a great outcome. We have pushed through this neglect, okay? We've taken the time. We've done the shadow work, right? We've realized all of those spaces inside that really need our love. We've come through the other side. We've resolved the conflict. We've resolved the anger. We've created all of these boundaries. We're listening to our intuition. We don't let it make us angry. We surrender to the divine. We surrender to our intuition. And now we get to grow beyond guilt. Because it couldn't have happened any other way. Guilt will take you down. Guilt is powerful. It is. I mean, if you do not find that in your shadow work, find the guilt that you feel. It could be something small, something little, but find the guilt you feel for whatever it is. And shine the light on it. Shine the love on it. Work to surrender to it. And let it go. You're going to grow beyond it. I like it. I love it. Whew. That's a good one. I think this would make a great journal starter. I think this would make a great page. So if you want to save this video and rewind, whatever you need to do, I will even take a picture of the reading and I'll post along with this video as I post it online. So you can see, and I think this one's pretty important. And until next time, bye guys. Hopefully I'll see you on February 4th at my first card reading class. Space is limited though, so you have to register. Do that soon. And I'll see you later. Bye.